Yo, what is up, guys? It's your host Jacob coming back to you with game-changing focus, where we pick things up and we put them down. And today we're going to be talking about the Elgato Stream Deck. It's an amazing thing, and I know what you're thinking. I don't stream, I don't play video games, this and that. Well, guess what? It is not just for the gamer out there. This is just such a usable device, an extra peripheral for your computer if you do video editing, photography, anything like that where you're constantly clicking buttons on the PC. This can be a godsend for you. And plus the buttons are so squishy. I mean, look at it. Hey, I wonder if this button will roll our intro. What do you guys think?
Didn't even get to cross.
Alright, so that brings us to the first reason why I really love the Elgato Stream Deck, and that is when you are just gaming away and you got your controller or your mouse and keyboard and you get that awesome banger of a clip and you're just like, oh no, I gotta bring up a window. Somebody in chat, clip that. Yo, clip that over there, please. And you're going over and bringing up other windows to be able to bring up your channel, click the click button, and then go in and edit it, and then you're still in the middle of a competitive game. Like, you just don't have the time to do that, not typically. And that's one of the hardest parts is most of the content that brings people to your channel is created behind the scenes. Like, yeah, you did it in that moment while you were live, but you're gonna go back and you're gonna create a clip and you're gonna add your intro and your outro to it, and you're gonna post it on the different social media channels to bring people outside of your community into your community. And it's just too difficult to do the way it is set up right now on at least Twitch, among some other broadcasting services. So how would you like to be able just to hit a button and then bam, that clip is saved? Like, one button, like no navigating, just gaming. Cool, I like that. Click the button and keep on gaming. Like, that is exactly the power that the Elgato Stream Deck puts into your hands. All right, and the second tip for the Elgato Stream Deck that you can use it for yourself is changing your scenes and sources in your OBS software, whether that's Streamlabs, OBS, XSplit. You can use it for all of those, and I'm sure many others, but at least those three that I'm aware of. And as you can see right here, we have our awesome starting stream soon. And if I want to just go right into the gameplay, we hit one button and bam, it's that smooth and easy. If we want to go into our intro, we can preload videos into the intros, such as that right there, which if you guys caught my last YouTube video, we made it during that one. So here it is being repurposed into the online live broadcast on Twitch. So now we're into our gameplay. So right here we have the Elgato Stream Deck, the extra large and the standard. They do make a mini as well. And there's also the Elgato Cam Link, which we're using for our camera inputs, and then also the Elgato capture card, which I use for capturing my console gameplay and switching it over to the PC so that I can put my overlays and things on there so you guys can catch that live on Twitch, which I am live Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after 10:30 p.m. Pacific time, pretty much every single week. And I will leave a link below to those items that I use to throw my stream together. If you're interested in purchasing it, using my links is a huge help, and I thank you for it.
Yo, and welcome inside of the place where the magic happens. Here is where we have our dashboard of our Elgato Stream Deck, a place where we can take this awesome software known as Voice Mod Pro, drag and drop into these keys right here, and with the push of a button you can do some pretty wild things. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to add the button and then what it's like when it happens. So in the application off to the right, we got Voice Mod Pro. We're going to have a select voice option. We're going to drag and drop that over to make a new file. Once that loads in there, we can then select from our list of voices. Now that we have the voice, we can go ahead and select it. You can see the sword right there, highlighted in blue. The next thing you know, there you have it.
I am your father.
Just a little fun play there. I'm sure you can imagine what that's from. Normally, I like to greet my viewers with, "Welcome back to the Changer Zone, where we
Pick things up and put down, mainly my KG.
little extreme right there, but you get the point. And you know, if you just hate the way you sound when you sneeze or cough or anything like that, you can just come in like I'm sorry, bless you. The possibilities are clearly endless. It's just right up there with your imagination. So I hope this helps you get a brief idea of how you can use your Stream Deck and have a little fun while you're live.
All right, one of the other amazing things that the Elgato Stream Deck can do is you can actually use it for your soundboard. So if you actually want to hear an applause in the background, you get that epic play, and you just want everybody backing you up, bam, you know what? It doesn't matter if there's one viewer in your chat or 100 viewers in your chat, you can hear that round of applause going in the background, and so can your viewers, and you can always load that up to Twitch for a great effect later on clips and Twitter. The other thing is, if you want to have that like sound where you just basically it just failed to play, and you know everybody's just like, oh man, that was so close, or maybe that, you know, sad violin in the background, you know, hit one more button and there you go, you got your sad violin in the background. And there you have it. Those are the 3 most used functions of the Elgato Stream Deck that I personally use on a day-to-day basis, but it is just barely scratching the surface of what the Elgato Stream Deck can do. I think that you'll truly enjoy this purchase. It is ultimately one of the best, most utilized tools in my arsenal that I've ever purchased. The standard edition is around $150 USD, and I truly think it's worth the value. Many people in comments have said such things like, you know, getting a separate keyboard and macroing the keyboard, and then, you know, I just think it's a mess. Taping the little images and words on the tops of all the keys of a keyboard. It's far simpler. Why not just get the Elgato Stream Deck? It's already made for the purpose. It's not much more than a decent keyboard. Ultimately, we probably spend more of that in movies and dinner on the weekends if you go out. So just get the Elgato Stream Deck. It's backlit. You can load in custom thumbnails and pictures so that you know what all the keys mean. You can text file them in seconds. You can move them around, drag and drop them to where you want to be, delete or add them in just moments time, far faster than macroing a keyboard. I think that it is absolutely well worth it. I personally recommend going to the Elgato Extra Large, because if you're going to use it for live broadcasting, where you're going to use things such as scenes, color controls, lighting controls, soundboards, and voice changers, having all those up in front of you, or at least the ones you readily use, right on the main screen is a real blessing. However, with the Elgato Stream Deck, you can make files within files. So you can have the first 15 buttons on the standard, do one thing, go into a file and have another set of 15 buttons. So you can get away with just the standard. I just personally prefer the Extra Large. This only scratches the surface of everything that the Elgato Stream Deck is capable of doing. Some of the other things, just as a quick tip at the end of the video to let you know what you could also use it for, it's great as a web page launcher. So maybe you have a set daily routine of different web pages you visit. It could be something as simple as your personal finances, stocks you're investing in, maybe the latest tech review news, or even opening up different Twitch or Mixer channels to lurk your friends. In fact, you don't have to tab one of these buttons for each one of those websites. You can add a multi-function, one button that will open up each one of those sources. So hit the one button and it opens up your finances, stocks, tech reviews, and your lurking channels for all of your other fellow streamers and content creators that you want to support for the day. No longer do you have to go in each morning when you might be running late for work and key in the URL for each one of these things. Just hit one button, grab your cup of coffee, come back upstairs, and you're good to go. One of the next things that you can use it for is for lighting. All the lights around you in your house, your room, you can just, label each room and then control the lighting, especially with Philips Hue. You can turn them on or off. You can change their brightness. You can even change their color if you have the RGB lights. So it's really awesome to use with all of your interior lighting, and now exterior lighting with Philips Hue. So there's also a way that you can hit one button and track your CPU usage for those of you that are wanting to see that on the fly. It's basically a macro keyboard. In fact, you can use it as macros for all the Adobe programs. So if you're a video editor or you edit in Photoshop and you're tired of always having to take the mouse and click over to the keys or use the keyboard for your hotkeys, maybe you forget what they are, how about you take the ones that you use on a daily basis, you'll load them into a touchpad key on the Elgato Stream Deck, And then you can see that's your editing tool, and it's already resting underneath your hand, those like 15 buttons that you use regularly for Adobe, and just hit them and go to work. It's so simple. I can't even begin to tell you how much it helps out. One of the other things you can use it for is there's actually mini games on the Elgato Stream Deck, so you can do things like memory games, pool cards, all sorts of neat things like that, just for killing time. For Streamlabs, it's very good for Streamlabs. You can do things such as activate your spin the wheel command in chat. You can do things such as rolling your credits. Those are both features that you normally would have to go into menus to get to, but now you can just press one button and up it pops. If you have activity that you have planned out for your Twitter in advance, you can actually load your tweets into the pad, and with the push of the button, it will take your tweet and actually kick it out to your linked Twitter. So that's very useful for your morning check-ins or content that you have planned out throughout the week. You can just label it Twitter Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then that way you could take one day, sit down, plan your tweets for the week, and then have them preloaded, ready to go. You can even attach media or image files to these tweets right off the Stream Deck. One of the other cool features it has that you can get to from out of the more widgets or more applications section in the bottom right of the software is you can add a counter to it. So every time you tab the button, it keeps count of how many times you've tabbed it. So maybe, you know, you do raffles in your stream where you're like, hey, we played the next 7 games together, and then we open up the raffles again. Sometimes it's hard to keep track, so you can just start tapping the button at the end of each game or beginning of each game, and there you go. You can keep track of whatever record keeping you're trying to do. All right, one of the other things that they just added to it is the nano leaf function, so you can actually control your nano leaves with the Stream Deck. Truly amazing functions. If you like this video and you made it to the end, it would super be appreciated if you smash that sub button and hit the thumbs up, letting YouTube's algorithm know it was a decent video. I super appreciate you for making it all the way to the end, and if you want to support the channel even more, you can catch me live on twitch.tv/GC_focus. Links are all down below, along with the streaming and gaming merchandise. Again, thank you to all of you that I've seen on Instagram posting pictures in the gaming t-shirts. It's so humbling, and it just, man, I never expected anybody to get those, but I was asked to make a few and I did, and yeah, I just gotta say thank you. It's awesome seeing you guys in it. So really huge thumbs up there. If you like any of the streaming tech that I talked about in the video, or just want to see what I use on a daily basis in my gaming room, I'll leave affiliate links to those below. It'll just be the name of the product followed by the link that sends you to that page. Anything that you guys end up picking up within the next 24 hours of clicking that link is a huge help to me. So I super appreciate you guys for doing that. If you have any questions about starting streaming setups or any of the tech review or software mentioned in this channel or that you think I might know about, leave a comment below and I'll be sure to try and address that as quickly as possible for you. Again, thank you guys so much for enjoying the video, and don't forget to always be a game changer.